thinking about what month I was gonna say because we're in October right now. I was almost about to say my October favorites, but I'm like, no, October just started. So I'm ready to talk about my August, no, not August, September. Caitlin, oh my gosh. September favorites. I don't know why it sounds so weird to me, and for some reason my hair is shedding right now, but that's a me problem, so my hair is just driving me nuts. I know it's getting longer, and I did just wash it yesterday, but sometimes it like sticks out and then the hair like goes into my face, and I hate that. So anyway, we are going to talk about some eyeshadow palettes right now because your girl picked up a couple palettes in September, and then I tried out a few at the end of September. So we have 5 palettes to talk about, and I pretty much love all of these palettes. So let's just talk about the one that I literally completely fell head over heels for, and that is the Beauty Bay Fiery 16 color eyeshadow palette. Oh my god, you guys. I don't know if I'm really going to swatch anything in this video. I just want to tell you guys why I love these palettes. I do have a full first impressions on this palette and a get ready with me if you guys want to see this palette in action. And I did swatch it in my haul video, but I just wanted to tell you guys why I love this palette so much so we can just get through the palettes. And then if you guys want to see swatches at some point, you can just go check out those videos. I love this palette for this time of year. I think that these mattes blend so beautifully. They are so pigmented and buttery smooth, and the shimmers are just stunning. So like, honestly, these are some of the smoothest shadows I've ever used. And the fact that, again, the price is only $10, I would compare this formula to be just as good as the Lethal Cosmetics formula because they kind of remind me, they're a bit similar in formula to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like they're a little bit similar. And I've just been loving this palette so much since I got it. I'm so happy I picked this up. I was super impressed with this formula. It's just gorgeous. And it's just so easy to work with. Again, super pigmented, easy to blend. And I just think you can't get any better quality for such a great price. I do think that their eyeshadows are the best out of the things that I tried. I mean, I love the blush and highlighter. We'll talk about those in a minute. But the eyeshadows were definitely what I was impressed with the most. I didn't think the quality was going to be this good. They are just stunning. Again, super smooth and blendable, easy to use, and the shimmers are gorgeous on the eyes. So, and I just think that this is the perfect fall palette for this time of year. I'm also going to have a fall palettes video going up of my favorite fall palettes where I do swatch this. And of course, I had to mention this, so spoiler alert, this is one of my favorite palettes right now. But yeah, I've just been loving it. So, and then of course we have to talk about some ColourPop palettes. I did try 3 ColourPop palettes this past month, and I really did love all 3 that I tried. So the first one is the Disney Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic eyeshadow palette. I just thought that this was their most beautiful Disney collab that they came out with this year. I just think that everything in this collection was so pretty. And once I saw this palette, I was like, oh my god, I need it. I think it's just so pretty. Of course, the insert just fell out on the floor. Let's just pick that back up. We have a million palettes on my lap, so bear with me. But yeah, I just think this palette is such a pretty color story. I don't think that we necessarily needed these 2 lighter shades because honestly, they really don't do much. They are good transition shades, but other than that, I think that it should have been this shade and maybe like a deeper brown shade, or just at least something a little bit warmer tone maybe. So, but I do think that this bottom half of the palette is really like user friendly and catered to all skin tones. But these 2 shades, this shade barely shows up on my complexion, so I'm like, I don't know how anybody darker is going to be able to use this color. So that's the only qualm that I have, or con that I have about the palette. But other than that, the shimmers are gorgeous. The green shades are a little bit dry though. These are kind of drier mattes, similar to the ones in the Powerpuff Girls palette. Not my absolute favorite mattes from ColourPop, but again, they are very pigmented. So they do create a very nice look in the end. They just take longer to blend out. So just be mindful of that. Kind of build this one up a little bit gradually instead of like taking a bunch of pigment on your brush, because it's going to be more difficult to blend out, because that's what tends to happen with deeper toned mattes. But the shimmers are stunning on the lid. I'm just going to swatch a couple of these because they are so, so pretty. So that one is Small Fairy, and then the other one is Pixie Dust. There is quite a bit of flakiness to these shimmers in the palette, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they are absolutely stunning on the eyes. Some of the most beautiful shimmers I've used from ColourPop. So we have Small Fairy and Pixie Dust. I mean, I really do think that ColourPop shines with their shimmer formula. It's one of my favorites. Their mattes are good. I mean, I do love their formula in general, but I do think that there are easier mattes to use than the ones that are in this palette, and I do like pulling in other mattes to have as like a companion to this palette, because like it's not really a standalone palette for me. I mean, yes, I probably could even use this underneath the brow bone, but I usually use this as a transition shade, then use this one as my crease shade, then this one to deepen it up, and then this one on the outer corners. And then I pop any of these on the lid. But it's just such a pretty palette, and I just think that they smashed it with this collection. I really do think that this was a beautiful collection. I hope that they come out with more. The ones that they spend the time on, like designing like this, are always so beautiful. So I just hope we see more of that, which I'm sure we are going to. I'm not going to get into every single Disney collab at this moment. I'm probably going to talk about that in like my ColourPop countdown. Once I round up all the eyeshadow palettes and rank them for this past year, then I will go more in depth about that. But I'm just going to talk about my favorite palettes this month. And then, of course, I had to mention the ColourPop Lust for Dusk palette. Oh my god, you guys. This has been like my favorite palette that I've tried from ColourPop in the past couple of months. This palette is just, you know what? I am forgetting another palette. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize how many palettes I tried this month. I forgot I tried this palette this month too. And it's another ColourPop palette. Holy crapioles. Okay. Wow, that's why I want to go through these palettes relatively quickly. So let's just get through them. So the next one I have to talk about is the Lust for Dusk. This palette is just so beautiful, you guys. I can't believe I struggled with whether or not I was going to pick up this palette for so long. And then I just decided to pick it up for a giveaway live. And I picked it up for myself to use it for you guys in the giveaway to see how the shadows performed for you guys. And also to show you guys how they perform. And I love this palette. The shimmers are so gorgeous. And the mattes are some of the best that I've tried from them like this whole year. And it's just a beautiful palette. I love how this is a perfect combination of warm tones, pink tones, cool tones, and then these gorgeous like silvery gold pinky shimmers. I mean, I love it. I love this damn palette. I think it's so stunning. I'm just going to swatch a couple for you guys, but the swatches kind of just speak for themselves. And the shimmers are just super, super sparkly. And they're just so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. I have been loving this palette, and I think you guys can tell. And some looks will be coming, I promise. I just have to edit, 10 million videos this month. But seriously been loving this palette. So I will show you guys how much I love it in the first impressions and everything. But yeah, I cannot believe I struggled with that for that long to pick up this palette, because I do not regret it at all. This is one of their best palettes I've tried this year. Okay, and then two 9-pan palettes. I think I'm just going to talk about these two together. So I also did try the ColourPop Into Bloom Baroque palette and the ColourPop Wine and Only palette. Oh my god, if you need two perfect palettes for fall, I feel like these are your guys. The first one is the Baroque palette. This just has such beautiful, cool-toned, bluish grays in here, and the shimmers in here are just really, really pretty. Some of these, this one does remind me of the glass bowl single that I own, which I actually prefer this one more. I don't think that one is as good as this one. It's one of the single shadows from ColourPop, and I feel like they're very similar. But holy crap, these are pigmented, and I love this palette. And I think that you can get a really deep, smoky, sultry eye look out of this, and a lot of people loved this collection. And again, this is one of their good collections, you guys. So we have Noble, Secret, and oh my god, I can't remember which ones I swatched. I think that one's Bebe. No, this one is Secret, this one is Bebe. Just so pretty. And I love that we get like a, this is such a pretty shade. This like white, like bluish color. This is such a good color for the brow bone and to set all over the lid if you have a deeper skin tone, or like, I just feel like these kind of deeper toned colors work for a lot of different skin tones. This palette is so pretty. So thank you, Debbie, for sending it to me. She ended up not liking it, so she sent it to me, and I love it. And this is one of the palettes that I was struggling with getting this past year, and I, you know, she just ended up sending it to me, and it just ended up falling into my collection anyway. So, but I do love these like bluish gray tones for this time of year, and I want to play with it more. I've only played with it twice, but I already love it. And then the other one is the Wine and Only palette again. This was a palette I wasn't sure I was going to get from ColourPop, and then I kept on eyeing it, and then I actually picked it up originally for a giveaway for you guys, and then I ended up keeping it, trying it, and loving it. So I think that these colors, again, are just so pretty for this time of year. I mean, who doesn't love like red tone colors for the fall time? I mean, I know I love these kind of shades for this time of year, but these are just so pretty. And these actually deepen up really nicely on your eyes. Like, you think that they're going to be lighter toned when you swatch them. So that one is Major Chianti Mullet Over. No. This one is Cast. Oh my god, I can never read this writing. Cast the Chateau, I guess. This one is Mullet Over, and this one is Major Chianti. Oh my god, just so pigmented and rich in red pigment. It's just such a pretty palette. And again, I felt like that the colors weren't really going to deepen up as much as they did, but this actually is way more pigmented than I thought, and they just deepen up so beautifully and richly on the crease and really just deepen into like really beautiful red, rich, deeper berry tones, and they are just so pretty. And then the shimmers are beautiful. So yeah, I love this palette too, and I'm so glad I decided to keep it. But we have some more palettes coming, so I'm gonna be trying a lot of palettes this coming month as well. And then the last palette I wanted to talk about was the Glam Shop Principles and Basics palette, I believe. This is the Polish name, correct me if I'm wrong. But this is actually the eyeshadow palette I'm wearing on my eyes today. I did pick up this palette on Mercari. I've been wanting to try Glam Shop's formula ever since Mary told me about it and how much that she's raved about it. So I finally just decided to pick up one of their palettes for myself, and I actually really like this palette. I just finished trying it out today. I did try most of the shades back in September, and then I finished finally trying it out today because, again, I do have a lot of new palettes to try, so I've just been trying to work through them, but I have fully tried out the palette today, so I guess that's a good thing that I decided to film my favorites today. But yeah, I think that these shades are really pretty. The shimmers are beautiful. So today I'm wearing this shade in the crease, and I darkened up the crease more with this shade, and then I put this one on the outer corners, and then I put this chocolatey shimmer all over the lid, and then I put this ivory white on the brow bone, and then I put this beautiful like white toned shimmer on my inner corners, and that's my eye look for today. So beautiful, easy to blend, very smooth and soft. The only thing is that some of these mattes, except for this one, that's the only one that I haven't had any kick up from, but the deeper pigmented shades are very prone to flaking, so they kind of just get everywhere, like worse than the ColourPop shimmers. They just kind of flake right off the pan and kind of go all over the place. So that's my only issue with this palette, but they are deeply pigmented and easy to use, so I can kind of look past that. But the shadow does kind of get everywhere. So that is everything for eyeshadow palettes. Now let's move on to some face products. I only have, actually, I think I have 2 face products to talk about. Let me just grab the other one. Hold on 1 second. I think I tried this one this past month as well. And then let me just grab the one blush I want to talk about. I know I'm the worst, but I have been using 2 blushes like non-stop that I have to talk about. So the 2 complexion products that I have to talk about is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, and this one's in the shade, I believe this is the lightest shade that they have. This is really, really nice. I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe for the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. I did read about this on Andrea Mattiliano's one of her videos, and somebody said that this was a dupe for the Hydromaniac from Urban Decay, and you guys know how much I love that tinted moisturizer, so I wanted to try this one. I was just so curious about it, and I ended up really, really liking it, but I wouldn't say they were exactly the same. But this one makes your skin look beautiful. I mean, I still love the Urban Decay Hydromaniac, probably more so than this one, but this is a really good alternative if you don't want to spend the money on that one. I've only used this one a few times, so I have to use it a couple of times more. But I do really like it, and I think it performs really well. I just wish that the shade was a little bit lighter. It is a little bit dark. I wish it was a little bit lighter like the one I'm about to talk about, but it's really, really nice. And then the other one is the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil in the shade Pale Light. This is the one that I'm wearing on my face today. You guys, this is so beautiful on the skin. I tried this because Angelica Nyquist was raving about this, and it's also getting discontinued, so I wanted to pick it up and try it. I've never really tried any of NYX Foundations tinted moisturizers or like liquid face products from NYX. I've only really tried one of their concealers in the past, or 2 of them, but I've never tried their foundation products, and I actually really, really love this. It's so beautiful and lightweight on the skin. It has like a moisturizer creamy texture to it, almost mousse-like, very similar to the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and I love using both of them together. But it's just so super smooth and beautiful on the skin. Like, my skin looks beautiful right now, and it's all because of this. And I've just been loving it. Again, super creamy on the face. So those are the 2 foundations. And then the 2 concealers I wanted to mention. The first one is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer, and I have mine in the shade N Fair 2. This one has such beautiful coverage, and I picked this one up at Marshall's. The applicator is a little bit weird, but it has such beautiful coverage underneath the eyes. And I really love this when I want like a full coverage concealer, because it's not like a super matte finish, so it does not feel heavy at all. It's a very creamy full coverage concealer, which is kind of difficult to find sometimes. So I've been loving this, and again, I picked it up at Marshall's for like $10, and I've always been wanting to try this concealer, but I didn't want to pay like the $35 price tag for it. So I'm so glad that I found it at Marshall's, and I love it. So I've been using that. And then the other concealer is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. Again, I picked this up because of Angelica Nyquist. She raves about this concealer so much that I was so curious to try it at one point. So I just decided to pick it up along with the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil, and I really like it. Again, this is very creamy, very easy to blend out, and provides beautiful coverage. I really have been liking it. It does have a sponge tip applicator, but again, it blends out beautifully and so creamy underneath the eyes. So I've been really liking this too. Okay, so, and then let's move on to blushes and highlighters. There's not too many. I actually have one more blush to talk about. Hold on. Okay, so I do have a couple of blushes to talk about. First, I wanted to talk about the 2 blushes I've been using the most this past month for the fall time. The first one is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Toasted Cinnamon. I've definitely reached for this a couple of times this past month. This is one of my favorite blushes for this time of year. It just has like that warm cinnamon toast kind of vibes to me, and it's just such a pretty blush to wear with almost every fall look. I feel like it's kind of getting a little bit of a hard pan though, because it's not as silky smooth as it used to be, but it's such a pretty shade, and once I build it up on the face, it does build up very nicely, so I really do love that one for this time of year. And then the other one that I've been using quite a bit is from the Haus Labs Head Rush Blush and Highlight Duo. And the blush that I've been reaching for quite a bit is the shade Flirt right here. This is such a beautiful blush for the fall time because it has like that warm terracotta undertone and like rosy undertone to it, and it's just so pretty. And that is the shade Flirt. And this one is just so super smooth and beautiful. I've also been loving this highlighter as well. Again, these are super underrated from Haus Labs. I think that this is their best product that they have to offer. I think that they're super smooth and beautiful on the skin. So definitely love these. I rave about them all the time, but they really are beautiful. So I also have been using that blush quite a bit in the fall time, and I love it. And then the other one is the Beauty Bay blush in the shade Peachy. Oh my god, you guys, this is so good. And again, such a good blush for this time of year. It's such a pretty, like, warm toned peach. It's not going to swatch that well, but it builds up again so nicely on the cheeks. And that one is the Beauty Bay blush. And again, this is only $5. There is a little bit of kick up from the pan, but honestly not too much, and it just applies beautifully and blends out beautifully, so love this. And then the last blush is the ColourPop Tinkerbell Super Shock Cheek in the shade Magic Moon. Oh my god, this one is so pretty, you guys. I forgot how much I love the me and Mary were talking about how much of a tongue twister this is. Super Shock Cheek formula. You really cannot say that fast because it's just difficult, but I love this one because it has like that beautiful like peachy like golden sheen to it. It's this one up here. Oh my god, it's so pretty on the cheeks. I almost wore it today, but I just grabbed for a go-to blush. I've also been using my Pat McGrath blushes quite a bit recently. I put on Desert Orchid today. I've raved about this before. I love this blush, but I've been using that and Nude Venus quite a bit as well. So I just put on Desert Orchid today, and it's one of my favorites. But yeah, I've been loving this Tinkerbell blush as well. Speaking of Tinkerbell, let's just go right into the highlighters I want to talk about. So the first one is the Tinkerbell highlighter, which is called Happy Thoughts. Oh, this is so pretty, you guys. Again, I forgot how much I love the Super Shock Cheek formula of the highlighters as well. I think I like the highlighters more than the blushes, but oh my god, this is such a pretty color. I really thought that this was going to be too dark for me, but it is so pretty. I love how it's more of like a cooler tone taupey color, and it's gorgeous, like seriously blinding. And then the other one that I got, which I got in the ColourPop mystery box, is the shade Seismic. Let me say Super Shock Cheek in the shade Seismic. I did it. That's a lot of S's. So that one is the shade Seismic. And if you want something to be blinding from space, you get this highlighter from ColourPop. So that is the shade Seismic, and that one is Happy Thoughts. Seismic is just so beautiful. It also has way more sparkle in it as opposed to the Happy Thoughts one. This one, I believe, is a pearlized finish, and the other one I think is just, this one is, it doesn't say what type of finish, but some of them have different finishes. I think that's just a regular Super Shock Cheek, but it's still gorgeous. So loving those. And then I do have a couple of other highlighters to talk about. They're just in this bag. So the other one, oh my god, this one, again, $5, and it is super blinding. This is the Beauty Bay highlighter in the shade Beam. This one does have quite a bit of kick up with it. The flakes are already going everywhere, as you can see, but oh my god, it is so worth it, you guys. It is so blinding on the skin. Holy crap, it's so beautiful. So that one is Beauty Bay's Beam. Again, the swatch isn't going to do it justice, and it's so blinding on the face. And you guys know I love my blinding highlighters. I just wore this one again yesterday, and it's just so beautiful. And again, for the price, I don't mind the kick up because the products are just so good for the price. So I've just been loving that one as well. And then the other highlighters I wanted to mention are just in my bag from last night because I did haul these last night. So I just wanted to mention these really quickly. The first one is the Marc Jacobs Omega Glaze All Over Luminizer. I've been using this one quite a bit this past month, and I think it's so pretty. And I mean, what's not to love with this adorable freaking packaging? And then this is the highlighter in the shade Guilty. It's a really beautiful gold. And the formula is just so gorgeous. I'm not going to swatch all of these for you guys because I did just swatch these in my haul video. So you guys can go check that out. That one's already up. This one's not going to be up for another couple of days. So you guys are going to see basically all of these swatched in that video. It's a little bit dark for me, but if I go in with a lighter hand, it's really beautiful. So I've been really loving this highlighter. And then the other two are both from Becca. The shade Lilac Geode and Rose Quartz. I'm just, again, going to go through these really quickly. I mean, you can't really beat the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector formula. It's so gorgeous on the skin, and they just, you know, kill it with the highlighters. They've just had one of the best highlighting formulas in the game. And this is the shade Lilac Geode. It's just so beautiful and such a unique, beautiful color. It's like a purpley gold. So pretty. And then the other one is the shade Rose Quartz. It's such a beautiful soft pink. I was gonna wear it today, but I decided to wear my Gourmand Girls highlighting palette because I'm celebrating the launch of Debbie, Zinya's, and Riri's palette tonight. So I wanted to wear something from Gourmand Girls, and I don't get to use this one enough, but this is so gorgeous, you guys. I love the cherry, the floral imprint. It's so gorgeous, but this is a beautiful highlighter on the skin. Again, nobody does it better than Becca with highlighters. Okay, and then as far as mascaras, I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade Earthquake. Literally have been using this almost every single day in the month of September. It's just the perfect brown toned liner, and I just think that this one is so beautiful and creamy on the waterline, and I'm wearing it today. I can't get enough of it. It's amazing. It's a beautiful chocolatey brown. We actually have 3 mascaras to talk about, so let me just whip those out really quickly. They're right on the side here. So the first one I've been loving is the Rare Beauty mascara. This one is the Rare Beauty Black Mascara. This is the first mascara she's came out with, so if you need to know the real name, just look it up on Sephora because this is the only mascara that she has. This is such a beautiful, like, volumizing, lengthening mascara. I've been loving it, and I love the wand. It just grabs onto the lashes so well, so I've been loving that. And then also the one I've been wearing the most for every day is the Act Natural Defining Mascara in the shade Brown from ColourPop. Again, this is such a good mascara, you guys. It's such a good everyday mascara. Extremely underrated, the mascaras from ColourPop, especially this one, because everybody went crazy for the BFF one and no one really talked about this one, and this one is so good. I love this mascara, so I'm so happy I have it in the brown shade. And then the last mascara is the Marc Jacobs Noir mascara, Velvet Noir mascara. This one is a really good one as well. Again, gives me the volume that I need. I tried not to pick up too many mascaras this past month. I only picked up 3 and I decluttered a couple. But again, this is such a good mascara. Gives you such beautiful length and volume. So yeah, I've been loving that too. So we went through the mascaras pretty quickly. I don't think there's anything else in my bin to talk about. No, all we have is Lippies. And the Lippies that I'm going to mention, again, are all from ColourPop. And I do have 2 from Marshalls that I'm going to talk about. Let me just talk about those really quick. So I've been loving the MAC Cream Sheen lipstick in the shade Shy Girl. This is one of the cream sheen formulas. You guys know how much I love MAC lipsticks. I'm going like double speed because I do have to finish to get to my boyfriend's house. So that one is the shade Shy Girl. It's such a beautiful peachy tone nude for every day. And again, you guys know how much I love the MAC lip formula. So that's the first one. And then the other one that I got from Marshalls is the Nars lipstick in the shade Dolce Vita. This is so, so nice, you guys. I got like, my reminder like scared me a little bit. So this one is the Nars Dolce Vita lipstick. Again, it's so pretty. And that one is the shade Dolce Vita. It's a little bit more sheer than the Shy Girl lipstick, but it's so comfortable and hydrating on the lips, and I really love it for like a natural wash of color. It's so pretty. And then I did want to mention the ColourPop New Fresh Kiss lip creams. I really have been liking these. The first one is the one I have on my lips, which is called Baby Spice. It's such a beautiful, like, cool tone nude, but it has like a hint of warmth to it, and it's just so pretty. I am getting a little bit of a ring, but honestly it's okay because I did drink some water. So I'm just going to reapply it a little. And it dries down so nicely, and they're so comfortable on the lips. So of course I had to get the Baby Spice shade. I mean, hello. I loved the Spice Girls growing up. And then the other shade is the shade the Rachel, which of course is named after Rachel from Friends. And this one's more of a warmer toned pinky shade, but it's just so pretty, and it's really pretty to just wear with almost any look. I think that both of these pink shades work beautifully with any look you want to pair it with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pink look, and I love that one. And then the last shade is from the Hocus Pocus collection, and this one is called Calming Circle. This is from the new Hocus Pocus collection, which you guys know my thoughts on that, but the Lippies that they came out with were really beautiful, and again, I love this formula from them. I always end up loving almost every formula that they come out with, and I just loved this one as well. So it's just such a pretty lipstick. And then the last one we have to talk about is the Tinkerbell Creamy Glossy Lip Stain, and I got it in the shade Clap If You Believe. You guys know how much I love the glossy lip stain formula. I wear these almost on a daily basis. The other two shades that I got, this was definitely my most worn lipstick this past month, and I just love this formula. And I picked this up for Debbie as well, and she said that she loves this formula as well. So and that is it, you guys. Oh my god, I'm just going to throw everything in this bag, and I'm just going to clean it all up later because I literally don't have any time to clean it up now, but I'm getting lipstick on my jewelry, and that's not good. So let me just wipe off the swatches really quick. I'm sorry I had to speed through the rest, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That is all my favorites for the month of September. I know it was quite a lot. I love you guys. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and what your thoughts were. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CPW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. Bye!